to Israeli strikes batter Beirut in heaviest bombardment so far, witnesses say. Israeli air attacks battered Beirut's southern suburbs overnight and early on Sunday in the most intense bombardment of the Lebanese capital since Israel sharply escalated its campaign against Iran-backed group Hezbollah last month. During the night, the blast sent booms across Beirut and sparked flashes of red-white for nearly 30 minutes, visible from several kilometers away. It was the single biggest attack of Israel's assault on Beirut so far, witnesses and military analysts on local TV channels said. On Sunday, a gray haze hung over the city and rubble was strewn across streets in the southern suburbs, while smoke columns rose over the area. Last night was the most violent of all the previous nights. Buildings were shaking around us, and at first, I thought it was an earthquake. There were dozens of strikes. We couldn't count them all, and the sounds were deafening, said Hanan Abdullah, a resident of Burj al-Barajneh area in Beirut's southern suburbs. From what I was reading about this, what they're doing over in Israel is they're telling them in the middle of the night. Yeah, it's crazy, man. I'm looking at images right now of some of the bombs. They were dropping 2,000-pound bombs. The ones we were telling them we're not going to give them anymore. The ones we ended up giving them again, they're dropping those bombs on them, and it's crazy, the devastation. But
that was Beirut, Lebanon.
Yes, okay. They were telling them basically like they'll give them an alert like 15 minutes before, like, hey, you need to be 500 meter, whatever it is, away from this building right here, and they'll give them an alert in the middle of the night. Like, so imagine if you're sleeping and you don't get that alert, and now you got to get up out of your sleep, or if you don't hear it, and they're killing people over there. I think they've killed over 2,000 or 3,000 people already have died in that conflict alone. That's not including the 41,000 that we know of in Gaza. Who knows how many in the West Bank? It's just this is a massacre that they're doing of epic proportions. And then you have people like Netanyahu coming out and coming at the West for even speaking out against, because we're not, most of us aren't, most of the Western countries are not, but some are. You know what I mean? Like he had 80, like I think it was 80% of the countries that the UN walked out of his speech because he sat there trying to defend a standpoint where you're committing genocide.
Yeah, well, they have 30 days to at least finish what they're doing, because once the election's over, ain't nobody got to be nice to them.
But Joe Biden, man, this is how I look at it like this. Joe Biden is he's called himself a Zionist. He's bought into this whole entire protect Israel at all costs, and it's not. Every time Iran defends itself by striking back, they call it an attack on Israel. Oh, they attacked Israel there. I can't believe they need to stand down. Like, how about they stand down? How about if someone attacks a major leader or anyone in our country? What would we do? You know what I mean? We would send more than 100. We'd send 180,000 troops. We've done it to the area. With aircraft carriers and everything else. So to me, man, it's just crazy, man, that we're allowing him to get away with this type of a genocide. But go ahead.
America,
yeah,
America is.
Yeah,
of course.
yeah. I understand that. When I say we're Americans, though, people, we walk around this world. That's who we are. That's the passport that we carry. Yeah. We are American. We speak English. I know a lot of other countries do too. So don't get me wrong, but we are Americans, man, from the United States. So, and I defend that. And I'm not mad about that. But at the same time, I'm not okay with what's happening here, me personally.
Yeah, no, I'm not either. Because as a person who's living in a natural genocide here in America, I just don't agree with America letting another country do it and then funding them to do it, and then we have to watch it on TV.
Yeah, and just a caveat to that same exact story is Francis Macron calls for arms sales bans on Israel as Gaza war nears end. Nears a year. I'm sorry, but I'm sorry for calling it a war because it's really an attack. French President Emmanuel Macron has called for a halt on arms deliveries to Israel, which has been bombing Gaza for a year now and recently launched a military operation against Lebanon. I think that today the priority is that we return to a political solution, that we stop delivering weapons to fight in Gaza, Macron told broadcasters. France enter on Saturday. France is not delivering any weapons, he added during the interview recorded earlier this week. He's had a lot of pushback about this from Netanyahu, especially, that he's willing to at least step up and say, you know what, we're not going to, because France has really good ties, have had previous ties with Lebanon. And he's like, man, at this point in time, we're not okay with you going into Lebanon and doing what you're doing in Gaza. He said, Lebanon cannot become a second Gaza.
Yeah.
He came out and said that. And now like I said, Netanyahu came out with a vicious attack stating that we can't believe that France is doing this at this time. We're under attack from all sides. Iran's attacking us from all sides. It's not what's happening.
No. You're attacking these people, these countries. You bombed them all. They said nothing. You keep bombing them, and now they want to attack back. And now you're like, oh my God, I can't believe this is happening. We need the West to give us more weapons. No, everybody, all the Western countries need to stop and be like, no, we're not going to give you weapons. Call a ceasefire, or we're not backing you no more.
I mean,
that's all you got to say. And then we got to get rid of all the people that are in our U.S. government that have dual citizenships anywhere. No one should be telling and making laws in America where you have a dual citizenship anymore.
Absolutely.
And then,
No, you go